For this specific challenge, we're looking at Group 91. Greenstrokes called it I Can See a Rainbow.
Okay. Fitting name, potentially.
And the lineup is pretty varied. Peter Gabriel's Us, Oasis's Be Here Now.
Okay. Big hitters.
Emerson, Lake and Palmer's Works Vol. 2, and, well, Rainbow's Best Of.
The namesake. Interesting group. So we're going to unpack Greenstrokes' results.
Yeah, let's dive into why certain albums won out and what that tells us, maybe, about how we judge music in these kinds of showdowns.
Sounds good. Where do we start? Top of the group.
Let's do it. Okay, so top pick for Group 91, maybe not a huge surprise given the name, was Rainbow's Best Of.
Right. Makes a certain kind of sense.
Greenstrokes basically said, awesome rock music and awesome guitar playing for Mr. Blackmore. Pretty straightforward praise.
And that brings up a really key point for any album quest, doesn't it? The best of factor.
How so?
Well, a compilation. It's inherently curated, right? It's all the peaks, none of the, let's say, experimental valleys or filler tracks.
True, it's concentrated power.
Exactly. Blackmore's playing on those tracks isn't just awesome. It's, defining classic rock guitar. That concentrated firepower is tough to beat head to head.
Yeah, that's a really good point about curation. So, okay, moving down. Second place went to Oasis, Be Here Now.
Oasis. Still made it through then.
Yep. Greenstrokes felt it had good stuff on it, definitely. But the main criticism was it being overly long in places.
That's the classic Be Here Now comment, isn't it? The ambition versus the runtime.
Seems like it. But tracks like Don't Go Away and Stand By Me were enough to carry it into second place.
Which highlights that balance, Grandiosity is great, but can it sustain itself? Length isn't just duration, it affects the whole impact, especially in a direct comparison like this.
Right, especially against something tighter, like a best of. Okay, so the top two were hits-focused or had big anthems. Where did Peter Gabriel's Us end up?
That must be third then.
Third place, yeah. Greenstrokes called it a gentle album and admitted they were still getting into it.
The Grower album.
Seems like it. Though they did shout out Scheme as brilliant, and the funky digging in the dirt.
Us is definitely like that. It's layered, textured.
Yeah.
It asks for a bit more time from the listener, maybe.
Probably.
And in a quick comparison, an album needing deeper engagement can sometimes lose out to something with more immediate punch.
Yeah, that makes sense. Immediate impact versus long-term depth. Different ways to win, I guess.
Or lose, depending on the context of the quest.
Right. Which leaves fourth place for Emerson, Lake and Palmer's Works Vol. 2.
Okay. ELP in last. What was the verdict there?
The word used was bizarre. Apparently, just a bit bizarre.
No.
Despite having the huge track I Believe in Father Christmas on it, the rest was described as, let me get this right, a bit jazzy type jamming ragtime weirdness.
That sounds like ELP pushing boundaries, honestly. Works Vol. 2 is definitely them stretching out, experimenting with fusion, jazz, all sorts.
But maybe too much for this kind of ranking.
Could be. That kind of stylistic adventure, while maybe innovative, can be divisive. It really begs the question of how much you value experimentation versus consistency when you're trying to pick a best. Is it a plus or a minus?
Good question. So let's just quickly recap Group 91 then. Rainbow's Best Of is number 1, pure rock power.
The curated champion.
Oasis, Be Here Now, at 2 anthems strong enough to overcome the length issue.
Ambition paying off, mostly.
Peter Gabriel's Us in third maybe needs more time, the slow burn.
The Grower that didn't quite bloom in time for this round.
And ELEP's Works Vol. 2 fourth. Perhaps the experimental edge was just a bit too much this time.
Yeah, the bizarre entry.